Hello everyone, welcome to my video. I legit just beat GTA 4. I just beat it literally 2 seconds ago. And this is my first time beating the game since 2009, 2008. So it's been a couple of years. So it's been a very long time since I beat this game. And I didn't remember. I only remembered 2 missions out of the 88. Yeah, there's 88 main story missions, which makes this game longer than GTA 5 by, I believe, like 10, 15 missions. So this game took me. Let me just show you. This game took me 15 almost 20 hours to beat. And I currently beat the game with $137,000. I really loved this game. Yes, I used cheats because some of the missions were way too hard for me. I died 6 times. Well, the game wasn't hard. It kind of was at some points, but it didn't ruin it for me. It just, I feel like they threw way too many people at you, and I feel like you died way too fast in this game. Like the main cheat I was using is the wanted down and the health one, so I can just give myself full health and shit. But like before I even decided to use cheats, I couldn't get past the missions because it was just hard. It was just hard. But the gameplay was hard to get used to at first because I have 1.5K. If I'm combining my GTA 5 hours on PC and PS4/5, I have roughly like 1.7 hours in that game. But that's like mostly from obviously the online, but I'm just very used to that gameplay. That getting used to this gameplay took me a couple of hours to get used to, but once I got used to it, this game was really fun. This game is out of its world. All right, it's out of, like, for being coming out in 2008, has to be probably one of the most detailed games of all. Like, probably the most detailed game to be released in 2008. And I know Far Cry 2 technically graphically looks a little bit better, but there's so many details to this game that make it look better. For example, let me show you. That's not a good example, but like, yeah, you see that shit. Like, the destruction is great when you crash into something, and then when you actually damage your car, your car actually gets like a dented. It actually gets dented when you crash into shit. Unlike GTA 5. They took that shit out of GTA 5 and I don't know why. But like, your car actually gets damaged in this game. And I really like that. That's a small little detail that they did not have to do, but they did it anyway. And I really love it. And there's a little bit more details like that in this game that make this game, on the detail-wide side of things, it's great. Let me see if this cop will do it. But there's a little detail in this game where they actually hold on to the door handle if they're trying to... Okay, I didn't want to get busted. There's another detail. You can get busted in GTA 5 too. But the game is really, really detailed in that kind of matter. I'm playing on the PC version. I should make that clear to you. I am playing on the PC version. And I was playing at 1080p, 144 hertz, and that made the game look pretty good. But there were a lot of weird shit going on with my game. Like, I would turn a corner and a car would blow up out of nowhere. I would turn a corner and a car would have, like... It would randomly... I would show you, but it's, like, random when it would happen. And... It was weird. Like, I would turn a corner and a car would, like, be all beat up and, like, it looked like it got in a car wreck, which I've never seen that shit before. And... I know I'm talking really bad about this game right now, but I'm going to get into the good stuff in a little bit. But the game was very, like, buggy at that high of frame rate, and I don't know why. And specifically with the last mission is where I actually saw the bad side of having that much frame rate. Because I was playing the game at 144. And 144 hertz, and I couldn't complete the last mission because my game would, like, glitch out. If you haven't played the last mission, spoiler alert, but you have to climb this helicopter with Roman and Jacob inside of it, and you have to mash A, but, like, you couldn't climb the helicopter because Nico wouldn't climb it. And it was you. Like, you have to play the game at 720p for it to be, and 60 frames for it to be able to work. In the Xbox 360's case, 30 frames per second, I believe, for it to be able to work. So that's another problem that I had with the game. But other than that, this game, I don't remember it being this good. Like, there was a lot of problems caused with the frame rate. Actually, another problem was the shooting was fine. The shooting was fun as hell. But the game would auto-aim me. Like, I would be looking at a guy. Let me show you. Actually. Like, for example, I would be aiming at this guy, like, looking at that guy, and then my game would, like, auto-lock into, like, that guy, like, that guy in the black shirt, I would be looking at him, but my game would lock. See? That's what I'm talking about. That proves my point. I just proved my point. Like, you would auto-lock on somebody totally different. Like, I'll be looking at that guy in the blue shirt. Okay, that didn't go too well, but... Like, for example, I'll be looking at this guy in the gray shirt. Okay, wrong example again. This guy with the green hat. Oh my, you get the point. You get the point. And that sometimes will get me killed because I would be trying to aim at the guy in front of me. And he wouldn't. See, like, and then it does that. I'm trying to switch the enemy. I'm trying to switch the person. And it sometimes doesn't do it. See? And it's weird. It's really weird. It's really weird. But the gameplay was fun. The gameplay was fun. There's some things in this game that they removed from GTA 5 too, is shimmying. AKA grabbing onto a ledge and moving left to right on it. Let me see if I can find a ledge. Like, oh god. I can't climb onto that, but I want to show you guys. I want to show you guys this. You can't do this in GTA 5, and it breaks my heart because GTA 5 felt like really needed it more than this game, and I don't know why Rockstar took it out. And I feel like Rockstar made a bad decision by taking that out too, and then you can climb up. See that shit? Awesome. there's a lot of sections in GTA 5 that really are great. The taxi, I know this is a small thing too, but getting into taxis, I can't tell you how many taxis I've robbed because I'm so used to the GTA 5 controls. But I'm so used to the pressing triangle instead of holding it, so I robbed so many taxis. I ended up getting used to it, but that's another thing. But the good things about this game is the gameplay the shooting is great for being a 2008 game. Like I'm actually happy that the enemies have a health bar. Like it's a little bit harder to kill enemies in this game, but they actually have a health bar. Like just like GTA 5, enemies die with one shot to the head. The enemies die, I feel like, as quickly as they do in GTA 5 as they do in this game. So that was a good thing. And the story, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not gonna complain how long the game is of being 88 story missions. I noticed that I did 94, but I did some side shit too. But the story is, what do you expect from a Rockstar game though? You know what I'm saying? What do you expect from a Rockstar game? You don't expect a Rockstar game to be 8 hours long. So I went into the mindset of this game being pretty long. And I must admit, it got exhausting at some points. But that's a Rockstar game for you. I love how long Rockstar games are. And I feel like it's like every other Rockstar game, I feel like there's story told in the cutscenes, which I love, but they tell more of a story while driving to places and doing shit in game. I love how The Last of Us got praise for telling its story in the gameplay, but Rockstar was doing that shit and people don't even realize since San Andreas, GTA 3. Since GTA 3's, Rockstar has been doing that shit. And I hear nobody talking about how Rockstar does that shit. Even with GTA 3, your character was silent. The people in the car with you were doing the talking for you. And Rockstar, from all the way up to Red Dead Redemption 2, Rockstar knows how to tell their story through the gameplay. In my opinion, The Last of Us does it great, 10 out of 10, but Rockstar does it better than The Last of Us. And I feel like the main cutscenes are meant to be used as telling you what to do, and the gameplay is telling you the story. Because I feel like even your characters won't be telling you anything or saying anything, but the gameplay tells the story for you, and you know exactly what's going on, and you know you should be taking out this dickhead. And the missions were fun. They were a little repetitive at sometimes. Follow this guy, kill this guy, follow this guy, kill this guy. Go to a drug deal, the drug deal fails. There was like a lot of that shit. And I kind of called like every time a mission had a drug deal, I just knew it was going to go horribly wrong. But that's not a problem. The missions were fun. The gameplay was fun. And it just told a good story about how you can't trust this city. Because there's always people doing shit, trying to get you in trouble. Shit like that. And I think the story was told great in this game. And I feel like Rockstar gets too much hate because of their online side of things, but they never get the love for their story side of things. Well, they do. Like at GTA 5, like at Red Dead Redemption 2, like at Red Dead Redemption 1, like at GTA 4. You know, but GTA 4's story was like, I would be just sitting there in exhaustion because I've been playing this game non-stop, and I would just be sitting there in exhaustion and be like, one more mission. It was like that. It's like that meme where it's like one more game, one more game, one more game. and then it's like 5 o'clock in the morning. That's how I was with this game, because the missions were just fun. And I really love the story. And two, that's what I love about Rockstar games, is because Rockstar games have more of that realistic tone to their stories. Of, yeah, some of the things are over the top in this game, but there's nothing more realistic. See that? There's that shit for you. That proves my point about earlier about just random shit going on. And the game story felt realistic. Of a guy coming from, I'm just gonna say Europe, whatever, around that area, coming to America to find the American dream, but he ends up getting caught in the crime side of things to make a living, because everybody thinks he's just a little immigrant, so he knows what he's doing. But there's a lot of character development specifically with Nico, because he even started getting sick of the shit. You know, he just wanted to come to America to escape his past, but his past ended up catching up to him, and I love that. And then at the end of the game, he ended up letting that past go. So that's what the story is great, man. Like I love the story, but there is obviously problems with Nico wanting to escape it. But during that same mission, he's yelling one-liners when he kills somebody. You know, so it doesn't add up sometimes, but it's hilarious. And the story is 10 out of 10. But every Rockstar story, in my opinion, is a 10 out of 10. It really, and it felt so good to play this game again. This might be a yearly thing for me now, is to play this game, but I don't know if I want to sit through this game for 18 hours again. But just like every game, you kind of start learning again, you start getting better at it. And I did end up watching every cutscene, so I don't know if that added up to my time. But the story, man, I can talk about it all day, but I don't want to stay here for 3 hours just talking about the story. But my favorite character, Little Jacob. Gotta love Little Jacob. Ooh, I love... Still the best character in the game. Sorry, Nico, you're the second. But Little Jacob, fire. That man has inspired me to go visit Jamaica. Yeah, Jamaica. I hope I'm not wrong on that shit. I'm so out of it. I did not sleep good, but the second best part of the game, and that's what I've been doing this whole time. Driving. I love, I'm gonna be honest with you, I really love the GTA 4's and GTA 5's driving are so different that I love them in their own ways. But GTA 4's driving feels a little bit more cleaner than GTA 5's. It was hard to get used to at first, because I went from playing a more modernized game to this game. Except for there's one problem. I'm usually a bike guy in these kind of games. Like, I love driving bikes more than cars. And I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but the driving the bikes in this game are atrocious. Let me find a bike for you. While I'm doing that, I'll go find, I'll continue talking about the driving. but the cars have that like weight to them. Like they actually feel like cars in this game. Like when I turn right, your car tilts left. See that shit? I don't. It's hard to see, but your car tilts right. If you're turning left, your car tilts right, and it's realistic. I love it. I love it a lot, and it kind of helps turning too in a way. And the and two, the cars, they feel like they have like a big like a power to them. Let me turn up the volume for you guys real quick. I know I mean I'm if you can hear it. Let me mute my mic so you can listen to it. And so there's that, which I just love the driving in this game. I really do. And the only thing I don't like driving in this game were the bikes. And the worst part about it, there is missions in this game where you're forced to drive a bike. And I've actually failed some missions because how bad the bike is. Because it would just... I want to show you guys. Like... how bad this bike is. And... the bikes are atrocious in this game. And it kind of actually breaks my heart. Oh God, that's another thing I just remembered too in this game. Or the ragdoll physics are so much better in this game. Like it looks like Nico's actually like falling and shit. Let me see if I can. Okay, I didn't. I don't know if I know if I stop my car for too long, he'll put on the seatbelt. But while I'm finding a bike, the reason I think the bikes are atrocious is one thing and one thing only, is they have no grip on the ground at all. They have like no grip on the ground at all. So you would just like, this is how it, perfect example right here is your bike turning this corner would just do this, and then you would have to straighten it out, and then you go turn right here and it would do this, and then you would have to straighten it out. So like to be able to not spin out your bike, you have to like completely stop at a turn and then turn. And it bothered the hell out of me. And it killed me. So that's like the only problem I have with driving are the bikes. But the driving, like I wouldn't even take cabs. Like I've used the cab like at least 5-10 times around there, but not. There we go. See, there we go. That's what I wanted to show you. The ragdoll physics are so much better in this game than GTA 5, and it cracked me up. And yeah, I do think this is a solid game. I really do think this is a solid game. It obviously has its problems. Every game has its problems. I do think this is a fun game overall. You could tell it's a 2008 game, but I'm not judging it because of that. And I really do think this game was out of its, ahead of its time. Ahead of its time when it dropped in 2008, and I feel like Rockstar does that very well. Because look at Red Dead Redemption 2. No games can compare to that game, detail-wise. And that game came out 5 years ago. I'm going to be playing through that game this year, so at some point. So you guys will be seeing a video about that soon. But I would give this game like a 10 out of 10. Maybe a 9.8 out of 10. Roughly around that range of almost being a 10 out of 10 and a 10 out of 10. So, if you guys haven't played this game yet, I totally recommend it. You can tell this is my most loved game of this year so far, because I've been talking about it for 26 minutes. And I love you guys. See you guys later in the next one. Peace out.